Hey YouTube, welcome back. So do you think it's healthy for light-skinned slash biracial mixed people who identify as black, of course? Do you think it's healthy for them to view themselves through the black lens, through the black gaze, through blackness? You know, do it's something that I don't think we really put thought into or really come, you know, something that really comes up. But, it's something to think about. Is it healthy for light-skinned, mixed biracial folks to view themselves through blackness? Because let's face it, in the community, there is a saying that, we're all black, right? That saying, right? But let's face it, we kind of have a mental image in our mind of what blackness is, right? And within the community that is perpetuated, right? You know, Typically we base blackness off of, brown skin, dark skin, black people, right? And then I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing because those are the majority in the community, so it would make sense. But if you are comparing yourself to like this particular black lens or black gaze, blackness, right? This particular example of blackness again and again, and you're not measuring up, I think that it could cause some type of an issue. Which sort of leads to some, not all, but some light-skinned biracial mixed folks having some sort of a identity issue, if you will. You know, you know, something along the lines of like the tragic mulatto, you know, because as we know, colorism affects dark-skinned people's self-esteem, while it affects lighter-skinned people's sense of identity. And when we go through it based on gender, I'll say that for men, it's pretty straightforward as far as, what's considered a black man, right? Brown skin, dark skin, black men are considered black men, right? For the women, it's a little, the waters are a little murky, a little muddy, and I think that's because of colorism as well. Colorism, perpetuated by brown-skinned, dark-skinned men towards brown-skinned, dark-skinned women. But I think more or less we do kind of feel that, the brown-skinned, dark-skinned women are, black women. They are the example of black women. They are the black queens, not that a black queen or a black king can't be beige, or a little golden or illuminated on the lighter side, right? Because, they can. But I'll say when people try to position, the biracial light-skinned woman as the example of a black woman, there is pushback versus if you position the brown skin and dark skinned women as blackness. There's not so much pushback on that one, I think, because it's like they'll let like the brown skinned, dark skinned men will let that be the example of like a black woman while still pursuing the light skinned biracial woman though, So they'll kind of, low key, let the brown skinned, dark skinned woman have some symbolism, have some symbolism, like, be the black shade butter chocolate goddess, And for the men, part of the reason that it's more straightforward is because brown skinned, dark skinned women don't try to push light-skinned biracial men as being the prime example of black men, because I believe that she, the brown-skinned, dark-skinned woman, wants to support her counterpart because that is seemingly in her best interest. Seemingly. But, to bring it back to the topic, directly to the topic, you know, it's just something to think about, I feel like it's kind of like how we, when you become woke, and stop viewing yourself through the white gaze or through the white lens, through whiteness, it seems like you will get a better feeling of self and self-worth, right? You'll feel like, hey, I like my black features now, I like my features, versus perhaps feeling like your features were not good enough or your features were not considered valuable, or you know what I mean. But I think, in terms of health, mental health and mental well-being, I think it would be in, lighter skinned biracial mixed people's better interest to readjust that lens a little bit, It doesn't mean that you disown or disassociate yourself with your brown skin, dark skin family members, friends, associates, children, loved ones, love interests, relationship partners, etc. It just means that you are embracing the you that God put you here to be. Embracing the hue that God blessed you with. Same with the hair texture and the eye color, racial features, facial features, all that good stuff. It just means embracing yourself, your authentic self, and not having to like feel, low-key apologize, or not necessarily apologize, but low-key, low-key feel like you're wrong. All right. But I'm going to bring this video to a close. Thanks for watching, you guys. Feel free to comment. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.